Pastor Mboro hana molato case e be tshotse ino tshollwa pila man and the family members tsa bo msadi vaya ngwana ka le khopela batho tsamayang ko Pastor Mboro le ngwana hae apologizeang lokisa dilo tsa lena as a family batho ke bana man papa teng o sa phela ngere.
You see, when you're faced with death, drug dealers, murderers, they're telling you good la Mboro la awusumboro la, you know, ngazothandaza la. I speak the word, I prayed. Prison is not a joke. I am happy that I am out to build this country, to build our families, to build our grandchildren, to build South Africa, and to show who the love conquers hate.
No man you want.
Yeah.
Yeah. Slicer. Yebo, Edaman. I saboga baba. Tako. Yebo.
The kids have only been there at their grandmother's house since the mother has been sick. And the reason for that is obviously because my wife felt like I couldn't stay home to take care of her and the kids and have to work at the same time. So she felt that it would be easier for all of us if she could go back home, try and recover, and then come back. It's unfortunate that she never recovered. She lost her life. I lost a partner, a friend, the mother of my kids. On a Thursday, I spoke to her mother, Mrs. Margaret Malaza. I spoke to her. I asked that, can I please have, the kids for at least one night so that we could grieve together and, have our moment. I was then told in that moment, in that meeting, that listen, Rev, you are still young. I expect you to get your life together and move on. You can still find somebody else to marry. You can still make other children elsewhere. But these kids, I'm keeping them. I'm raising them. The only thing I'll be needing from you is just for you to support them financially. After that Thursday, angalele ukuthi ngibe nabantwana, angitshele lo angitshela kona ukuthi no, labantwana okunye uzababona makusho mina ngesikhathi sami. The kids, you'll have full access to them when they are about 13, 14 years of age. Come Monday, after the burial of my wife, it was my son's birthday. I find out that, they've already got plans with the kids. That hurt me. I had promised to take them out. Mind you, I couldn't have them before the burial. I can't have them after the burial. Worse, on my son's special day. The week before, me and the maternal grandmother were actually in court. The court clerk told her that, listen, in this case, the father has the full rights. However, if you have any grievances, if you have any complaints, you have the court to approach. There's not a lot of men that will even attempt to do what I did. Mina ngenanga lapha yange violence. I went and took my kids, and then I was beaten for my kids. Fact of the matter is, if he didn't come through for me on that day, I could have been dead or disabled.
Waitsi, I'm so proud right now ka Pastor Mboro le ngwana wa hae. After who the story sa Pastor Mboro le ngwana wa hae, to be honest, the people this hoping where I must do anything for my kids. Pastor Mboro and his son vampire this power. I can do anything for my kids. I can move mountains for my kids. I can kill for my kids. I mean, like how the story says Pastor Mboro le ngwana hae. Pastor Mboro hana molato. Pastor Mboro na different ngwana wa hae le the grandchildren tsa hae. Just the greedy families ke tsona tse le horeng o bile tlhaka today ke the greedy families sa bo mosadi he re nnete bana ba nyaka papa bona mme a sa le teng why never dine ya papa ngwana gore a bone bana and who the story now kwana ku fetsa ngutla story Moshimane na latile bana ba hae ko sekolong. Ko sekolong ke bona ba tshwereng that guy hostage mo betha ba metha. That guy a hano tloela bana ba hae ba metha until Pastor Mboro a. And wa bona those kids and those people ba feasting church at Pastor Mboro. Guys, now I'm not a believer. I don't do church. I don't believe in God. I don't believe in Satan anymore. But after seeing Pastor Mboro, I'm starting to be a believer. I'm starting to be a believer. And those people who are facing Pastor Mboro, Pastor Mboro can rapella, Lena Banabale Babasco, le fail, go future, future, and the sky warner. And the community it was involved in officing Pastor Mboro. Ki ucha kanuna like a sokola. Le sokole. Pastor Mboro, if Utobula service this Sunday, Nega Coppola location, I'm coming to your church. I'm very, very proud to go and that. Why is growing up without a father? Seeing a Pastor Mboro come condola wana ki feel like yo. I wish in Nagapikana Papa also not a Pastor Mboro.
Yo, this guy has really taken this whole issue so personal, and I fully agree with him. What he's saying, it's 100%. And hopefully he did get the address that he was looking for. He said he was going to go to Pastor Mboro's church. Today, Pastor Mboro attended his first service, his first Sunday service since he was granted bail. I watched the video of Pastor Mboro's son explaining exactly what happened. It really breaks my heart to know that they refused him access to see his children, especially after the wife died. He said that the court granted him all the access to his children, but still the family was refusing. Him going to the school, he really wanted to take his kids, because these people, they were married and the wife got sick. She went back home because the guy was not there, or the husband was not there all the time to take care of him, and the only person that could take care of the wife was the family, and she had to go back home. She had to take the kids as well while the husband is working. Now that the wife died, now the husband has no access to the children. Whatever that happened, or whatever the detailed into their relationship, he did not say. But even if they had problems, or maybe they were not getting along, the time when she passed away, the fact that these kids belong to both of them, the father has full access to see the children, no matter what their parents had against each other or what they did to each other. I feel like he has all the right. Talking about Pastor Mboro's side, going to support, going to defend his son, I really think what he did, how he did it, it was not right in terms of guns and the pangas, because you cannot really go to a school that has young kids with pangas and guns and all. But I think he had no other choice but hearing that his son has been beaten, because when we heard the story first time, it sounded as if they just locked him into this room. They never spoke about them beating him up. They never spoke about the family being against him taking his kids. But after he explained, it made more sense. And sometimes I would also understand as well why the family of the girl would keep the kids. Maybe they still see their daughter in the kids. Maybe seeing the kids can make the pain a bit easier, but now refusing the father access to the kids now makes this whole thing complicated. Because remember, these people were married and they had kids together and they were staying together. The only reason why the wife had to go home was because she was sick, and the husband could not take care of her because he was working, and they agreed if it has to go in court like it already did, the father has the right. He's always going to be given full access to his kids. But now if the family are going to start fighting like this, they might end up losing the kids. But it looks like Pastor Mboro, after coming out of prison, he wants to make peace with the family. He wants to let love lead, and hopefully that's what's going to happen. And today it was his first service after he was released on bail. It looks like he had the time of his life in that church. He was happy and his supporters were really cheering him. And he still talks about when ENCA released this video, when he was talking about his experience in prison, he didn't have a good time in there. It looks like it was horrible for him. Hopefully we'll get to hear more details of exactly what happened. But anyway, I guess his prayers, whatever words Pastor Mboro was uttering, seems to have worked in his favor, because he was finally granted bail. Today he went to his first church service and looked like he had a lot of supporters and they were cheering him. This was Mboro's second time asking for bail at Palm Ridge Magistrates Court after his first request was turned down last month. He was released on 3,000 bail, while his bodyguard Vincent Baloyi got 1,000 bail. Mboro has been in court a couple of times, and at one point Mboro's reaction in court became a joke on social media, and he has since turned into a meme along with his bodyguard who was arrested with him.
ngohlala ngoMboro mina ngohlala ngoMboro mina ngohlala ngoMboro mina ngohlala ngoMboro.
I trust social media, I trust South Africans to make a joke out of everything. Mboro's lawyers asked for bail again last week, saying new information showed that the gun carried by his bodyguard Vincent Baloyi was just a fake. The state said they believed one of the guns held by Mboro did not break the law. The state agrees that the evidence is not strong for that charge. Because of the new information in court, Mboro's bail request was not a serious case, said state prosecutor. After getting out of court, Mboro spoke to the media. He said, "Listen to me right now. I am not talking about who filed the case against me. I don't want to hurt the family of the gangsters who attacked me. I won't hurt anyone. The church tent which burned down doesn't matter. I just want peace for the kids. I am Mboro." He also spoke about how tough life is in prison and said he almost died in there. "My son, I'm glad you are safe. Prison life is hard. Whatever you do, don't get caught." He kept on repeating that. "Call me and I will tell you all about it." Hopefully one day he will actually come out and tell us exactly what went down, because it really looks like it was real in there. I saw Skim. I think I saw Skim in the court dates that Mboro was in court. Hopefully we'll get to speak to him and we'll hear exactly what went down. He always does this podcast interviews where he's asking people about their experiences in prison. Hopefully he will get to have a sit down with Mboro and get to hear more details on the side of prison. As a pastor, it's really hard because you're trusting God. When you're in prison now, you're like everybody else. It's no longer that thing of you get special treatment. Here you're not getting any special treatment. Whatever that everybody's doing, you're doing it. If everybody's cleaning, you're cleaning. If everybody is eating one slice of bread, that's what you're also eating. So I think it'll be very interesting to hear his side of the story. Mboro, Baloyi and Revival are facing 12 different charges, including kidnapping, having a gun without a license, and assault. His son later explained what led to the incident that happened on August the 5th of 2024, which now when you hear the story, it makes more sense. So it means ever since the wife passed away, he has never had a chance to be with his kids, even after the court said that he has full access to his children. So going to take them at the school by force, I understand it, and I think that was the only option that he had. But after he got there, got beaten and all, that's what led to this whole commotion. But I really feel like sometimes things like this happening, it's gonna make them to make peace no matter what, and he's gonna have access to his children because now it's a bigger case more than what it was. So I think it's like a blessing in disguise. I think I'm not saying that I'm supporting violence, I don't, but I'm just saying that sometimes things like this can actually lead you to your breakthrough that you actually needed. But anyway, we'll hear how this case goes. Until the next time, please do not forget to comment, like, share and subscribe to our channel. Peace.